Welcome to the New St. John Fellowship Telecast, a place where we're becoming an end-time people for the end-time church. Our overseer is Pastor Clarence Stevens. We're located at 1615 Toby Avenue, P.O. Box 1760, Gonzales, Louisiana, 70707. Our telephone number is area code 225-644-2949. Our email is nsjohn@cox.net. Our website is www.newstjohn.com. Sunday morning worship services are held at 11 o'clock a.m. Bible study Wednesday night at 7 o'clock p.m. If you need help, we are compelled to pray with you and for you. Our major concern is that the Holy Spirit bear witness with your spirit that you are saved. Make sure you let nothing keep you from doing the will of God. We ask God to bless you for watching.
Won't you hear a cry? Some of y'all too cute. Some of y'all too cute. Too manly. Too manly. Too manly. But I don't care. I want my children to get there. Oh. I want them to be blessed even more than I'm blessed. Do you know he's able? Do you know he's able? Somebody ought to cry out right there. Hallelujah. It is obvious the man impressed Christ. Christ asked no more question. No more question. He went ahead and did it. Hallelujah. If he did it for this man, hallelujah. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. That's what I call real love. That's what I call real love. Real love. Real love. Real love. If you love them, you're going to cry out for them. You're going to cry out. Hallelujah. Oh. Bless me, Lord. Oh. Oh. Hallelujah. One cry. If it's done right. If it's done right. One cry. That's all it took. One cry. Hallelujah. Oh. Hallelujah. Yeah. Yeah. Are you willing to make that cry? That's all it took. That's all it took. Help me, Lord. I can say firmly, I believe. But just in case I got any unbelief, I need you to help me. Lord, every time I holler, oh, the devil may as well get out the way. Somebody ought to, somebody turn it loose and holler. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, all right. All right. That's it. Tell them get out the way. Hallelujah. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. So, the Lord, that's the word. The Lord is offering you an opportunity. I don't care what your child is into. God can overpower. All it took was one real cry. One real cry. Hallelujah. Oh. 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 Hallelujah. All right. Hallelujah. Bless me, Lord. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. 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 Somebody know now. He'll see me through. He'll see me through. He can turn anything around. Bless me, Lord. Oh. Oh. Hallelujah. 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 One cry. One cry. I'm talking about a real cry. A cry from your spirit. Lord, I'm coming home. Oh, yeah, yeah. I need you to help me. I need you to help me. Time is winding down. I don't want to leave here until I see my children saved. Somebody ought to cry that. Somebody ought to. Somebody ought to. Oh, Lord. Yeah. I know you're able. I already know you're able. Because you brought me through. You brought me through many dangers, toil and snare. I never would have made it, but you stayed with me. You stayed with me and got me to where I am. And if you did it for me, I know you will do it for my children. Am I right about it? I'm dependent on you. You gave me a word in my heart. In my heart. You can trust me. I'm going to hold on to that word. Anybody here? Anybody here? Can God depend on you? Can God, I just asked you a question. Can God depend on you to be steadfast and unmovable, always abounding in the works of the Lord? Did you hear what I said? Always abounding in the works, not your work, not what you want to do, not what you want to do. But I'm willing to surrender my will and let all right. Then you can impress God. I just told you something. You can impress God. You can impress God. And I can assure you he'll move. Oh, he'll move. Hallelujah. All right. All right. All right. All right. Verse 23. Verse 23. Now, thank you. You got it. Now, if it worked for this man, don't you think it'll work for you? Hello. It'll work for you. Work for you. All right. It'll work for you. Work for you. Work for you. Listen. You. Okay. Verse 23 again. Jesus said unto him, speaking to the man, I'm saying, if I can believe, all things are possible unto me. All right. Now listen. Let me show you something. Or let me illustrate. Turn to right over next to Mark 10. And I think I'm getting ready to lose some of you now. Getting ready to lose some of you. You got Mark 10? Okay, and I'm starting with verse 1. Everybody got it? And he arose from thence and cometh into the coast of Judah, talking about Christ, by the farther side of Jordan. Are you reading with me? And the people resort unto him again. And as he was wont, he taught them again. And the Pharisees, are you still with me? And are you picturing that? And the Pharisees came to him and asked him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife, tempting him? What were they doing? They didn't mean anything. Tempting him. But Christ, that's it. They were not coming to obey. But Christ made a profound statement in verse 3. And he answered and said unto them, what did Moses command you? Oh, I'm getting ready to lose you now. Oh, listen. Do you see what Christ is saying here? Whatever those I have called and chosen, whatever they say, that's what you have to do. Now, why did Christ ask that? He didn't have to ask that. What did Moses tell you? Let's read on down a little further. And they said Moses suffered to write a bill of divorcement and to put her away. And Jesus answered, are you still reading? Said unto them, for the hardness of your heart wrote you this precept. Hallelujah. He wrote you, y'all with me? But from the beginning of the creation, God made them. Now listen, Moses violated what God had done, but yet Christ accepted it. So what am I telling you? If you read Matthew 10, he said, those that I have, if you accept them, you accepted me. So what is he saying? Christ has put, wherever a chosen preacher is, wherever he is, he's put him there, and that's who you. You can't go around what that preacher said. Even in Luke 16, you know the rich man died. And in hell, hallelujah. But Lazarus, he died. But in Father Abraham's bosom, the rich man looked across and he saw Lazarus resting. And he asked Father Abraham, let Lazarus dip his finger in some water and come and hallelujah. But the Lord told him it won't happen. It won't happen. It's a gulf between us. He can't cross that. Can't cross that. But the man, you got to give him credit. The point I want to get to, he thought about it. He said, I got some brothers. I got some brothers back there. You got to give him credit for that. I don't want them to come to this place. He said, what I want you to do, let Lazarus go back and talk to them. They might believe. They wouldn't believe. Oh, he didn't believe. He wanted a special situation. He wouldn't hear the man of God. He wouldn't hear. Oh, wouldn't hear who he thinks he is. I don't have to listen to him. But God showed him. God showed him. If you got that attitude, that's where you're going to wind up. Oh, I just said something now. That's where you're going to wind up the same place. Because Christ's talking in my Bible. I don't know what he's doing in your Bible, but in my Bible he's talking. He said, if they don't hear, if they don't hear, the prophet and those that I've sent, neither will they be persuaded by somebody that's risen from the dead. He's telling you, you better hear whatever that preacher said. You better do it. If you don't, you end up. Now, church people got a problem with that. Oh, they got a problem with that. So I'm telling you, you better find a chosen preacher, and you better hear, and you better obey him. If you don't, you want to end up. Now, I know I just lost a lot of y'all like that. Oh, I just lost a lot of. How many folks in here you think will obey precisely what I tell them? Not many. One hand. One hand. One hand. But yet Christ said if you don't do it, you're going to end up the same place. Now, he spoke that word. You don't believe me? Read it, Luke 16. It's in there. He promised you, you'll end up the same. Now, I already know not many of you in here will obey. You're going to do your own thing, but you're in trouble. God can't bless that. You are in trouble. Now, those that will hear me, there you are. There you are. Christ surrendered even what God had done to his chosen preacher. Now, who are you to refuse it and Christ accepted it? Who are you? Who are you? That's the problem. That's the problem. Who Rev thinks he is? Well, you better talk to God. Talk to God. Because you better find a chosen preacher and obey. Now listen, you don't have a choice. You do not have a choice. You got to obey what they tell you. Oh. Now I read that so you could see Christ surrendered what God had done and accepted what his chosen preacher said. But now, That's a problem. See y'all sitting out there? That's a problem. You can be sitting under a chosen preacher. You don't care. You don't care. When it comes down to it, you're going to do just what you want to do. And you wonder why you're not blessed. Because you got a mixture in your heart. You got to be committed to whatever that chosen preacher said. Wait now, I'm talking Bible now. Now, wait now. I'm not soliciting you to do nothing. I'm just telling, as I told that young man, I'm going to just say what thus says the Lord, and you handle it. That's it. If you don't be blessed, that's your problem. Those that will obey, you're going to be blessed. I can guarantee you that. All right. It's up to you. It's up to you. But I'm compelled to tell you the word of truth. This preacher will not make nothing up. If it's not in here, I'm not going to tell you to. But I want you to read it. It's in there. All right. It's in there. All right. So this is where it comes. Now God going to speak to you through that chose. Now remember, I never said I was chosen or sent or nothing. That's your determination. You make that determination. You think I care? No. I know who I am. But you think I'm worried what you think? No. I'm just offering you something. I'm just offering you. That's all. You do what you want to do. But what Christ is going to ask you, what did Stephen say? What did Stephen say? What did Stephen say? What did Stephen say? And we got to have it. We got to have it. You know, listen. Listen. We listen. And I'm instructing you. Listen. We ask God, the Lord, to heal us. You don't have to do that. What you need to be doing, thanking Him for the healing. Oh, come on. Because He said to already. Hallelujah. Instead of asking Him, you telling Him, I don't believe it. Oh. But I'm thanking you because I know it's all just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. In the fullness of time. And I'm thanking you right now. And if you act that way, Lord, He bless you. Oh. Now. All right. Now you may not like it, but I'm telling you how it is. Okay. Only a few. But that's, my brother, that you got to get that in your heart. Some of y'all think, who's Rev? I don't have to. Well, that's your problem. But God doesn't see it that way. God does not see it that way. If God put a chosen preacher wherever they are, they can change things for the benefit of God's people. And God will accept it. Even though it's against. Y'all don't believe me. For the few in here, I'll preach on. But that's a commitment you have to make in your heart, in your spirit. If that, I got to get under a chosen preacher, because that's how God gonna talk to me. He's not gonna talk to me through nobody else. I got to hear it And when I accept that chosen or sent preacher, I'm accepting Christ. It's the same as Christ talking to me. All right, okay. Oh. Hallelujah. Oh. Oh. All right, hallelujah. Oh, I need to stop there. Oh. I need to stop there and get a witness. Y'all don't hear me. Don't hear me. You don't care. Well, so be it. Hallelujah. I got a few in here. All right. Hallelujah. You can give God thanks for your healing right now. All right. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. Hallelujah. All right. All right. Did I get through with that? Did I get through with that? All right. Amen. And I know you don't want to hear. You don't want to hear. I know it. You don't want to hear. Only a few of y'all. All right. Only a few of y'all. All right. All right. But can I tell you something? Like the rich man, it's going to be too late. I'll tell him I told them. They didn't believe me. They asked me who Rev thinks he is. He's going to ask you, what did Stevens tell you? Hallelujah. 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 Too late. Too late. Too late. Too late. All right. All right. Okay. Too late. Did I get through with that? Now, that's the way, I don't care how you look at it. That's the way God looked at it. That's his way. That's his way. There is no other way. Now, I've decided in my spirit and my heart, that's the way it's going to be. I promise the Lord, I promise him that I don't care what comes, I'm going to stay. That's why I asked you if something I've missed and you show it to me in the word, it won't be tomorrow. It won't be next week. It'll be nothing I got to pray about. People got a habit, I got to pray about it. No, that's stupid. Yeah, I said it. Hallelujah. I don't care if you repeat me. Hallelujah. All right. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Tell me, you got to pray about God's word.